CQC Fetishists Anonymous. I really appreciate the relationship that Frank Castle has with Daredevil in the beginning.
You guys are my best friends, through thick and thin, we've always been together.
I loved how it mirrored the comic books, leading up to more CQC porn.
It's not funny. It's not funny, okay?
They did such a good job of this scene in the first season that you could almost say they created their own genre of porn with it. I mean, watching the second season, there are so many CQC or hallway fighting scenes that are done very, very well and executed brilliantly that you can't deny that it had a lot to do with the success of the first season.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait a minute. Why didn't he just rescue the kid to begin with? Fighting off guys that are behind closed doors versus just rescuing this kid put the kid in danger. He could have got hit by a stray bullet.
But I really, really loved that scene where the Punisher was gonna kill the guy and she tries to stop him by saying that he'd be dead to her, and Punisher was just like,
Okay.
Killing spree.
but I loved it. John Bernthal did a great job of playing the Punisher. I was really worried because I really like Thomas Jane. If anybody wonders who Thomas Jane is, go do a YouTube search for Punisher Dirty Laundry. It's pretty sweet, which brings me to my complaints. Very first episode, Daredevil gets shot in the head.
But did you die?
That's not what bothered me. I'm not from New York, never been to Manhattan, definitely never been to Hell's Kitchen. But
In this early scene, Foggy explains to Matt that it's very lucky that they weren't caught stumbling home while he was in his costume. Stumbling from, I mean, as we see here, has to be a rooftop somewhere located on 10th.
looking at Hell's Kitchen on a map.
Based on the information they give us, I'm going to assume that Claire's hospital is based on the Roosevelt Hospital. It's between 58th and 59th on 10th Street. So it's safe to assume that that's in the area of where Daredevil would have been found by Foggy.
Heck, the reported population of Hell's Kitchen is somewhere around 69, 70,000 people. We're talking the middle of the morning, middle of the day. There's absolutely no way that one person, at the very least, oh hey, that's that Devil Hell's Kitchen guy.
Just look at that.
It's near a hospital. People get sick all the time. Someone's gonna see you. And Foggy's out of shape. I'm pretty positive Foggy didn't just pick him up in his arms and then carry him there. It was probably how you see drunk girls helping each other to the car at the end of the night. All I'm saying is at the very least there are hundreds of people who've at least seen Daredevil with his mask off. They could definitely give a police description of who Daredevil is. So I do not buy that he made it there with no one seeing him. There's no way. But that grievance that I have is much more minor than Foot Clan ninjas. Undetectable Foot Clan ninjas. I understand they're not Foot Clan, by the way. I know they're the Hand. But I'm calling them Foot Clan because I miss the Ninja Turtles. When we first encounter these guys, he can only hear their weapons and hear them breathe. Hearing someone breathe or hearing someone's weapon is not the same thing as knowing where their entire body is spatially. So me breathing and you knowing where I'm throwing my punch does not equate when I'm a silent ninja, invisible Foot Clan ninja.
Words, he's Daredevil. He has hyper senses, so when they breathe, obviously he can tell where their punches are because their breathing creates a sound that allows him to see where their fists are with his radar sense and echolocation.
I'm so glad you said that, fellow nerd troll, because that takes me directly into the actual grievance I have with Daredevil and these invisible, stealthy ninjas.
Let's just start here. What we're seeing right now is called a Schlieren flow visualization. What it does is it shows you changes in air density, be it from sound or heat or anything, which is in part what he explains to Claire as what he can quote unquote see. He can see micro changes in air density, vibration.
Also, he has synesthesia, when one sense triggers an unrelated sense and associates them together. For instance,
as Daredevil plays piano in an old issue, he describes certain chords as certain feelings and things of that sort. He even says C major smelled like an old pair of boxing gloves. Why is that important? Because when Claire asks him what the world looks like and he describes it as a world on fire, it's almost as if we are seeing the Schlieren flow through the eyes of somebody with synesthesia.
Oh my God.
all of us as humans possess something called flash sonar. It's basically echolocation for humans. But because we rely so heavily on what we see, we don't really hone the flash sonar. But someone who has heightened senses, especially someone who has superhuman heightened senses that can stand on a rooftop and hear police radio chatter from however many blocks away, and someone who can spatially tell where walls and inanimate objects, who don't have the convenience of breathing and moving and doing things that would disrupt. When a sound is made, it bounces, it echoes, kind of like ripples in a pool. Bounces off something and bounces back. Even if these ninjas themselves aren't making any noises, if he was in an empty room and all he did hit his stick against the wall, it would echo. And those echoes would reverberate off of all of the other walls. And this silent ninja, maybe you can't see it, you would see the absence of something there. There is a clear field of nothingness shaped like a fist coming at my face. He should be able to block it. He should be able to do something about it sheerly off of the fact that he detects negative space. It should be enough for him to know where they are or where they are not, regardless if he can hear them or not. Other than that stuff, I really loved it. I'm really looking forward to when they come out with Luke Cage. You saw it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Were there any other parts that you kind of, they rubbed you the wrong way? Or would you change nothing? Am I just being too nitpicky about it? Leave a comment below. It's words.
Well, dude, there you have it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.